Welcome to the GSMC Financial News Podcast, the show that delves into the ups and downs of the stock market, changes in the economy, and news from the worlds of real estate and technology. From breaking news on the New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, or the overseas market, to updates on the bond market, if there's money to be made, we've got you covered.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the GSMC Marketing Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I hope everyone is happy and well right now. I know we are in the middle of a tough situation with the COVID-19 virus, keeping us all, or most of us, at home. So I hope that this episode is finding you in high spirits and that you are making the best out of a situation that isn't the best. I hope that this podcast is entertaining you, and if it is, please make sure to subscribe. We post new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I promise if you subscribe, I will continue to post these episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So make sure you subscribe so that I can keep creating this great content. Alright, so today's episode is going to focus on the COVID-19 epidemic that is going on, pandemic that is going on, whatever you want to call it. What our situation right now is so unique. And for me, and probably for a lot of people who listen to this podcast, nothing like this has ever happened before, especially not while we've been running businesses or while we've been working in marketing. Now, obviously, there have been worldwide phenomenons and tragedies and other international disasters that have definitely impacted our marketing, but the COVID-19 is special, and what I really want to talk about on today's podcast is what you can do in a situation like this and what other companies have also been doing. So if you enjoyed today's episode, or if you have any thoughts on the COVID-19 situation, please feel free to reach out through social media. We are very active on all of our platforms, and I really love talking to you guys over there. So make sure you head over there and share your thoughts with me about today's episode. So for now, let's dive right in. Our first news story of today is that Disney has released its animated hit film, Frozen 2, on Disney Plus 3 months ahead of schedule. This was joining the lineup of recent and Disney classic movies because millions of kids are stuck at home over the school closures because of the coronavirus COVID-19 crisis. Some more facts about Disney Plus, which is honestly, it's so great that Disney Plus did this by releasing the movie earlier, but also it is definitely helping their business. It is definitely not hurting their business. So since Disney Plus launched in the U.S. in November 2019, approximately 50% of American households with children under 10 have already subscribed to Disney Plus, midway through the first quarter of 2020. According to consumers' research, among homes with kids 18 and under, 42% said they are Disney Plus subscribers. Meanwhile, Disney Plus also has had success signing up 18 and 24-year-olds. According to a recent study, 41% of that age bracket said that they have access to the streaming service by the end of quarter one. For this group, films that attract them might not be Frozen 2, but it is definitely the Marvel films and Star Wars, and of course, The Mandalorian, that have been the key players in drawing in this other age demographic. So really interesting to see just how much Disney Plus has grown within their first quarter and how much progress they have made. And honestly, guys, I think we all knew Disney Plus was going to be huge in the marketing world. I don't think we knew how huge or what those numbers were exactly going to look like. So it's really interesting now to get a look at those numbers and to sort of start to feel out what might be coming in the future and how much of a player it is going to be in the marketing world. Our second story of today is that Netflix Party is letting friends have movie nights while the social distancing is happening due to the COVID-19. So here is how it works. I'm going to walk you through how it works because this really is a great idea. So Google Chrome has created an extension called Netflix Party. So groups of friends can get together virtually and watch their favorite Netflix titles on their computer at the same time. The extension also comes with a chat room so you can share your reactions to the programs as you watch. In order to participate, all you need to do is go to a Google Chrome browser and the extension and a Netflix subscription. First you go there and you click Get the Netflix Party extension. Don't worry, it is free. This will redirect you to Netflix Party's page on the Chrome web store. Click Add to Chrome and then click Add Extension in the pop-up window. Make sure your friends have downloaded the Netflix Party extension as well on their Google Chrome browser before you start watching. So I thought this was a really clever idea for Netflix to sort of benefit off of the situation that has been happening in the world, but they're doing it in a very positive way that is also definitely helping people. I also man, do I love this idea. I live in the States and my family lives in Canada, and for the past couple of months, my younger sister and I have been watching Netflix together, and it is the worst thing when our shows are like a second off of each other, like timing wise, like we didn't hit play at the exact right moment. It can just be the most annoying thing. I totally get that this is a small problem in the world, but Netflix Party is definitely going to solve that small problem. And guys, we just heard the huge numbers coming out of Disney Plus and all the demographics they have. We can't help but wonder, how is Netflix going to respond to those huge numbers? Well, guys, we got our answer. They're going to keep being awesome. They're going to keep being Netflix, and we're all going to keep loving them. Because if they keep doing genius ideas like this, I'm definitely staying on board. I can't watch the show at the same time as my younger sister on Disney Plus. So we're going to download Netflix Party. She actually called me before we recorded this podcast and was like, hey, download this. So I looked into it because guess what, guys? It's a golden idea, and you can market a golden idea. Let me know what you think of the Netflix Party extension and what you will be using to watch shows or entertain yourself during the COVID-19 crisis. So our third story is also about Netflix, but on a bit of a more somber note. Netflix has postponed its LA Comedy Festival due to the coronavirus. So Netflix has postponed its all-star Netflix is a Joke Fest due to the concerns over the widening coronavirus pandemic. The streaming service announced this past Tuesday. The comedy festival, which was scheduled to run on April 27th to May 3rd at more than 20 Los Angeles venues, was to have featured several top comedians, including Dave Chappelle, David Letterman, Amy Schumer, and Ali Wong. Those are some huge names in Netflix, so although Netflix did not announce a new date for the festival, in its statement it encouraged those who have already planned to attend to hold on to their tickets, and additional information for ticket holders will be available on the website, netflixisajoke.com, in the weeks ahead. However, I can't help but wonder what the marketing executives at Netflix are thinking today, what their plan is to deal with them canceling this huge festival. They were going to have Dave Chappelle and David Letterman and Amy Schumer and Ali Wong and so many other hugely known and hugely successful comedians all under one roof. That would have been a huge deal for Netflix, and I'm not saying that it's not going to happen now, but who knows when it is going to happen. And these are the type of events and these are the type of marketing strategies that Netflix really needs to rely on right now during the Disney Plus, I'll call it the pandemic as well, the Disney Plus pandemic of it totally taking over the world, because Disney Plus can't do this right now. They don't have Ali Wong. They don't have Amy Schumer and David Letterman and Dave Chappelle. Netflix has those people right now in their court, and they need to keep them in their court so that people will go to these live events, so that people will attend this and continue to subscribe to Netflix for this type of content. Because I guarantee this was also going to be streamed on Netflix. Like, there's no way that wasn't going to happen. So this is very sad to hear that it isn't happening. And although I didn't have tickets, I wish I did. and it's a shame that it's not. If you did have tickets, let me know what your plans are and what your thoughts are. Even if you didn't have tickets, let me know what your plans are and what your thoughts are. Okay, everyone, we are going to go ahead and take a short break from the podcast, but when we come back, I have 10 strategies of ways you can deal with the COVID-19 crisis during this time of all of us having to work at home. So stay tuned for that, because you are listening to the GSMC Marketing Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Mackenzie, and I'll be right back.
Are you a business owner? Someone interested in the latest news that might affect your business? Then check out the GSMC Business News Podcast, a show dedicated to keeping you up to date on all things concerning business, technology, and the stock market. Get a head start on the day as we keep you updated on the latest goings-on Wall Street, money, jobs, and technology. The GSMC Business News Podcast has you covered.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the GSMC Marketing Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Mackenzie, and on today's episode, we are talking about the COVID-19 crisis. Guys, it is affecting everyone from Tom Hanks to probably Tom Cruise, although I doubt he will talk about it. Everyone really seems to be affected by this in so many different ways. People are getting laid off. People are having to work from home. People don't know what's going to happen to their job. I mean, things are off, guys. Things are really not great, but I hope you are making the best out of a not great situation. And I can already tell, you're putting in some effort. You're listening to a marketing podcast. You did not have to listen to a marketing podcast. You could have been watching Netflix. If you're in Canada, you could be watching Friends on Netflix. The United States no longer has Friends on Netflix, so that's a shame. But instead, you are listening to a marketing podcast, so I can already tell you are trying to put your best foot forward when it comes to handling your life in quarantine. So what I'd like to do right now is I have 10 strategies of how you can take care of your business while you're having to work from home, and how you can still handle all of your marketing and still really get some good results and really not just watch everything fall apart while you're stuck at home. So I have 10 strategies for you. Like I always say, get your pen and paper out, because it is time to take some notes. So number 1, plan out your content. All of it. Guys, we got times on our hand right now. We have so much time on our hands. Take out a pen and paper, not the one you're using to take notes for this podcast, but a different one, and write down your craziest and your wildest marketing dreams of content. If you want Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to market your rock polishing equipment, now is the time to write down your path of how you are going to do that. How are you going to make that goal happen for you and for your company? So get dreaming. Go big, go little. Even if it's small things like, I would like to post more tips on Tuesday. I would like to post more about the company. I would like to post more about our history. Write it all down. Start planning, because we've got time and we should be using it to get ahead. Number 2, reach out to your clients. Guys, this is another big one. I mean, a lot of these are going to be big, but this one's really big. I think I have heard from every single company I have ever subscribed to over the past 2 days. They have all reached out to say how they are dealing with it, how I should be dealing with it in terms of their company, how the world is dealing with it, updates about it. People really want to make sure their clients and their customers are being taken care of during the crisis. So if you haven't already, write up an email and reach out to your clients individually. Don't just write an Instagram post or a Facebook post. You need to do this through email at least. Number 3, host a live stream event. So just because we have to social distance ourselves does not mean we still can't communicate with each other. A live stream event is a really great idea to host right now during the COVID-19 virus. Everyone has time on their hands right now. So honestly, I watched a girl put on makeup today. People are willing to watch live streams. So why don't you host one? Make it exciting, make it entertaining and engaging. Don't just do it if you're putting on makeup. I did not watch it for that long, I promise. But make it engaging and make it uplifting and really focus it on what you're doing and how other people can copy that. If you're using a product of yours that you have found super helpful during the COVID-19, then talk about that product, or talk about how people can still buy your stuff online, or about how you'll be answering questions about your product. Or let's combine this with idea number 1. If you want ideas for content, now is a perfect time to reach out to your audience and say, hey guys, what do you want to see? Let's talk about it right now on a live stream. If you own a clothing store, now is a great time to try on that clothing in a live stream. Show them how it looks good on your body. Connect it with other people who are trying on the clothes. A live stream is just such a great piece of content that right now would just fit in so perfectly with your marketing strategy. Number 4, focus on the good. Do not be posting Instagram stories about how bored you are having to be at home, or about how much it sucks that your company might be suffering due to this, or how many people you have to lay off, or anything like that. Focus on the good. People want to be uplifted, and if you have the energy and the knowledge and the genuine content to be able to lift people up right now, then do that. Focus on the good. Don't focus on the bad when it comes to your marketing right now. Number 5, challenge yourself. This one really hit home for me when I decided to write it down, because it was something I've actually been doing with my marketing, especially during the COVID-19 crisis. Guys, right now we have time on our hands. Like I've been saying, we are working from home. Things are different. Your lunch break is now in your living room. So something that I've been doing to challenge myself in my marketing is I've never really had like an Instagram theme. So I've been like, all right, every post I'm going to send out from now until whenever I'm done with this challenge is all going to feature the color yellow or the color blue. And honestly, guys, I've been seeing some really interesting results from just even doing that. So I'm not saying you have to do the exact same thing that I'm doing. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm going to try to do something on Instagram. But say there's always been a marketing technique or a marketing strategy you have wanted to try out, then now is the time to do it, because you got enough time to actually practice and get used to the idea and get used to the technique. So number 6, host an online sale. Sales right now are so important because whether we like it or not, people are probably very bored and people are going to be shopping. And so why not host an online sale and try to get in on some of that? I know it sounds evil. I know it sounds like an evil corporation mindset, but if people are shopping, give them something to buy. Number 7, host an online giveaway. This one is so true if you actually have products that could help people right now. Even if they're just products that might uplift people. Say you sell bubble bath, host an online giveaway. You're going to get that engagement level. You're going to get some followers. You're going to have people interacting with your online marketing. But also you might just totally change someone's day and make them feel a little bit better because they want a free shipment, a bubble bath to their house. So an online giveaway is a really great idea to focus on the good, create content, and connect with your audience. Number 8, promote products that can actually help during the COVID-19 crisis. Again, even if they're just products that are going to be uplifting or help you in your mental health journey during the COVID-19 crisis, then talk about those, promote those, and really let people know that your products you're not changing your prices, or as far as I know you're not, unless you're doing the sale, obviously, but you're not hiking them up. You're still selling good, honest products, and if people want them, then they are here. You have available shipping options. You have ways of getting it to people. So really try to promote the products that can actually help people, because nobody right now wants to buy your rock polishing equipment. But if you say you sell really great antibacterial wipes that are super good for the environment and people's health as well, then definitely talk about those. Get those out there. Get people talking about them because they can actually help and it'll help your business. Number 9, talk about how you and your company are helping the situation at hand. So in a moment here, we'll be taking a break. But when we come back, I have a list of 10 companies that are helping right now, that are genuinely helping the world. And even if you are just doing the smallest thing of not laying people off and just sending people home to work, then talk about it and talk about how you are working from home and your company is working from home, but you guys are holding it together. Talk about all of that because people want to know that you're aware of the situation and that you're handling the situation and that you are doing more than just dealing with it. You are looking outside of yourself and trying to help the world. Finally, number 10, take notes about what is happening so that you can prepare for, I don't want to say another COVID-19. I'm not going to say prepare for COVID-20 because hopefully this never happens again. But prepare for when things get crazy again because things are always going to go crazy. They might not go this crazy, but they might be crazier. They might not be as crazy. Things are constantly changing. And right now is a really great time just to take note of where your weaknesses are, where you aren't as prepared, and how you can be more prepared in the future. So take notes. Keep it in mind so that when it all ends, you can create a game plan for how things can get better. Okay, everyone, we are going to go ahead and take that break that I mentioned, but when we come back, I have 10 companies that are really doing their best to help the world right now during the COVID-19 crisis. So stay tuned for that because you are listening to the GSMC Marketing Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Mackenzie Jakebush, and I'll be right back.
Do you work in the world of marketing and advertising? Are you a media buyer or the owner of an agency? Have you been looking for a podcast to help stay on top of all the goings-on of those worlds? The GSMC Marketing News Podcast is dedicated to keeping you up to date on all things concerning marketing and advertising. Get the latest marketing news, from what major businesses have planned for the coming year, to the newest trends in advertising, from podcasts, digital and streaming, to the old standbys of radio, television, and billboards. The GSMC Marketing News Podcast has you covered, whether you're a marketing agent or a business trying to expand your brand.
Everyone, and welcome back to the GSMC Marketing Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Mackenzie Jakebush, and on today's episode, we have been talking about the COVID-19 crisis. Before the break, I gave you 10 strategies for how you can be dealing with the crisis with your marketing and how you can keep your business afloat during this time of struggles. Now what I would like to do is, 1, quickly review that list, just for those of you if you missed something or if you need a quick refresh. But then we are going to give you 10 companies that are really doing more than just the bare minimum. They are reaching out and really trying to help their employees and help the world at large right now. So real quick, let's go over the 10 strategies of how you can help your company during this uncertain time. So number 1, plan out your content, all of it. Number 2, reach out to your clients. Number 3, host a live stream event. Number 4, focus on the good. Number 5, challenge yourself. Number 6, host an online sale. Number 7, host an online giveaway. Number 8, promote your products that will actually help. Number 9, talk about how you and your company are helping the world. Number 10, take notes about what is happening right now so that you can start preparing for when other things get crazy. All right, so now that you have all that, you have your notes taken, let's hear about 10 companies that are really doing their best right now to do more than the bare minimum. So number one is Microsoft. They have announced that they will keep paying their hourly workers who support their campus, even if they have to go home, even if they can't work anymore, even if there isn't the hours to work anymore. They are going to keep paying the hourly workers because they support the campus and because Microsoft is trying to show that they care about their employees. So number two, Google has established a COVID-19 fund that enables all temporary staff and vendors globally to take paid sick leave if they have potential symptoms of COVID-19 or can't come into work because they're quarantined. They have also made their video conferencing service, Hangout Meet, available for G Suite customers until July 2020. Number three, this is a company you may not have heard of, but we should all definitely take note of them now. Loom is a video recording and sharing service and has made Loom Pro free for teachers and students at K-12 schools, university, and educational institutions absolutely free. They have also removed the recording limit on free plans and have cut their price for Loom Pro in half. Number four, Mark Cuban has announced that any of his employees, including those who work for the Mavericks, will be reimbursed for any lunch and coffee purchases from local, independent, and small businesses during the COVID-19 crisis. Number five, Uber Eats and DoorDash have waived their commission fees for independent restaurant partners, while Postmates has launched a pilot program for small businesses that temporarily waives commission fees for businesses in the San Francisco Bay Area. Guys, earlier today, I got a notification from Uber Eats and DoorDash and Postmates saying, hey, remember to support your local businesses. And a part of me was sort of like, oh, I don't like that Uber Eats and DoorDash and Postmates are advertising right now. That felt wrong. But it is so heartwarming and so wonderful to hear that they are waiving their commission fees right now for small businesses. And it's a really wonderful thing to watch companies helping companies, especially when they're as big as Uber Eats and DoorDash. Number six, Shine Distillery in Portland. I promise I did not pick this one because I live in Seattle. I know I talk about living in Seattle all the time, but I did not pick this one because of the proximity to Portland. But Shine Distillery in Portland has started making and giving away hand sanitizer in this actual shortage of hand sanitizer. They have seen a problem and they are trying to take care of that problem, and I could not be happier for them. So thank you, Shine Distillery. Number seven, the Barbara Bush Foundation for Families Literacy in-house team of literacy and education experts have created a toolkit of high-quality online resources that can be used anytime, anywhere for helping parents navigate the vast amount of available options during the COVID-19 crisis. Guys, this one's also really wonderful. So many parents are going to have to be given the responsibility of teaching their young kids or even teaching their older kids or helping them figure out how to use these online programs when that's not their job. They also have work to do. They also have a life and they are not teachers. They don't know what to do. So finding out about the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacies is just amazing, and it's really great to hear that they're doing this and that they are trying to help fix a situation that can't really be fixed right now, but they do see a benefit in helping out. Number 8, Apple is now offering its retail staff unlimited paid sick leave to anyone experiencing coronavirus symptoms. So this is also really great because Apple is a huge company, and I know a lot of people have been worried because all of their stores have been closed and so many of their employees are hourly, but, really do depend on that paycheck every month. So this is really great to hear that they are having unlimited paid sick leave. And yeah, just a really great example of a very big company doing what they can for their employees. Number 9, Amazon is hiring 100,000 more workers and giving raises to current staff to deal with the coronavirus demands. This makes total sense right now, but it is also really great to hear that they are noticing the problem, that there are obviously a lack of jobs right now. People are getting laid off. People do not have work. People do not have hourly work. So it is really great that they are stepping up, hiring more people and giving raises. But also it's clear that Amazon might need the help right now because people are shopping like they never have before because they can't leave their house. So finally, number 10, Adobe is giving higher education and K-12 institutional customers of their Creative Cloud apps the ability to request a temporary at-home access for their students and educators. This is being granted until May 31st, 2020 at no additional cost and will be available globally. So 10 huge companies doing their best, putting in that work, and really trying to help a situation that can't be helped. And honestly, I hope you found those stories to be inspiring. I hope you found those stories to be helpful. And I really hope that they sort of gave you a bit of a light at the end of this tunnel, because it is great to see companies stepping up right now. Okay, everyone, that is it for today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you did learn something and that it helped you pass 30 minutes of your day while you're stuck in quarantine. So thank you so much for listening to the GSMC Marketing Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Mackenzie Jaquish, and I'll see you next.
You've been listening to the GSMC Financial News Podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type GSMC into your favorite podcast app to find all of the shows from the GSMC Podcast Network. From movies to music, from sports to entertainment, from business news to weird news. Please subscribe to the podcast and follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you've enjoyed today's podcast.